Welcome to the UCM Interface Bible Study dito sa 702 DZAS FEBC Radio TV. Agapay ng Sambayanan. Isa itong conversational expository Bible study program hatid sa inyo ng UCM Interface, ang Young Adults Ministry ng Union Church of Manila. We do our best to study context and let Scripture speak for itself. Ang programang ito ay isang teaching ministry ng Union Church of Manila, a church of many nations committed to making disciples who are transformed by the gospel of Jesus Christ.
This is Gooch.
This is Prissy.
I'm Rainier.
And we got a new guy.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Tell us about yourself, Josh.
So I'm a fund manager, an investment officer. Basically, I manage money.
Nah.
Sort of trading.
Medyo na-nosebleed
Yan,
ako doon.
maganda yan.
Okay,
Maganda yan.
magpapasa na lang ako ng Bible. Yun lang.
But more conservative.
Kasi hindi ko alam yung mga ganyan pa sa numbers. Takot ako dyan eh.
And so, I'm a numbers guy. Actually.
Nice. Okay. The young adults in the city.
Very interesting yung mga sumasali dito sa ating discussion. Iba-ibang background.
Oh, iba-ibang background nga.
Yan ang
Arts,
gusto ko.
and then there's business, medical.
Yeah.
We're gonna be discussing chapter 7, which will be led by Rainier. But
we
before
just
that,
have, we have a short recap
Yeah,
of
let's
what happened in chapter 6.
right on. So okay, ano nangyari in chapter 6?
Chapter 6, hindi makatulog ang hari.
Oh, hindi makatulog ang hari. And then, para makatulog siya, pinatawag niya isang tao niya to read from the Book of Chronicles. And, random page turn.
Tungkol dun sa ginawang maganda ni Mordecai to spare the life of the king or save the life of the king. Kasi may dalawa who plotted the assassination of the king. But that got foiled thanks to Mordecai.
And tinanong ng hari, anong reward ang binigay kay Mordecai para dito? Sir, wala pa sir eh.
Na-overlook yun. Nagkataon naman, it just so happened,
Si Haman,
was in the court.
tinanong ni Xerxes kay Haman, ano bang magandang idea to
Kasi
honor?
may gusto akong i-honor.
Oo.
Magbigay ka nga ng suggestion.
At si Haman naman ang inisip, malamang ako yun.
Oo.
Sino pa ba?
Sino ba ba?
Sino pa ba?
Kaya ang ginawa niya, nagbigay siya ng pinaka-grand na ideas para ma-honor yung taong ito. But it turned out to be
Si Mordecai pala.
Mordecai. So,
Oo.
umuwi ang mokong, galit na galit.
Oo. Actually,
Yan.
yun naman yung reverse ng gustong gawin ni Haman. Kasi
Right.
kaya siya nandun, i-request niya sana na i-impale si Haman dun sa pole na ginawa niya.
Right.
Diba?
75 feet.
75 feet pole
Alam mo
na
yun,
ginawa
iniisip-
niya.
So, para mga more than 7 stories ito, no? Mga 7-story
ang
building
taas nun, man.
Ganun kataas at doon niya gustong itusok si Mordecai.
Oh. Tapos pag uwi niya, bad trip siya. Tapos, anong sinabi sa kanya ng misis niya na,
Eto na.
You mess with the wrong dude.
GG ka na ba?
Eto na. You will surely come to ruin.
You will
sabi niya.
surely come to ruin. And now, we are on chapter 7.
And in chapter 7,
How many chunks do we got?
well, just 2 parts.
2 parts.
Yung first part, syempre hindi ko lahat ibibigay ng detalye, but the first part is this, the big reveal.
Finally, sasabihin na rin ni Esther.
Sasabihin na ni Esther.
Ano ba talaga gusto niya?
Ano?
Yan,
Oo.
abangan.
Abangan. And then
Okay.
after that, that would be from
Verses 1 to, sabihin na nating verse 6. Okay?
so verse 1 to verse 6 will be chunk 1.
Chunk
And then
1
chunk 2 will be
is the
verse...
demise of Haman.
Right. That will be 7 to 10.
And to the end of the chapter.
Right. So maikli lang actually to. Kasi 10
Maikli lang
verses
siya.
Anyway, before we start, why don't we go through our reading? And here we go.
Esther 7. So the king and Haman went to Queen Esther's banquet. And as they were drinking wine on the second day, the king again asked, Queen Esther, what is your petition? It will be given you. What is your request? Even up to half the kingdom it will be granted. Then Queen Esther answered, If I have found favor with you, your majesty, and if it pleases you, grant me my life. This is my petition. And spare my people. This is my request. For I and my people have been sold to be destroyed, killed, and annihilated. If we had merely been sold as male and female slaves, I would have kept quiet, because no such distress would justify disturbing the king. King Xerxes asked Queen Esther, Who is he? Where is he, the man who has dared to do such a thing? Esther said, An adversary and enemy, this vile Haman. Then Haman was terrified before the king and queen. The king got up in rage, left his wine, and went out into the palace garden. But Haman realizing that the king had already decided his fate, stayed behind to beg Queen Esther for his life. Just as the king returned from the palace garden to the banquet hall, Haman was falling on the couch where Esther was reclining. The king exclaimed, "Will he even molest the queen while she is with me in the house?" As soon as the word left the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. Then Harbona, one of the eunuchs attending the king, said,
A pole reaching to a height of 50 cubits stands by Haman's house. He had it set up for Mordecai, who spoke up to help the king.
The king said, "Impale him on it." So they impaled Haman on the pole he had set up for Mordecai. Then the king's fury subsided.
Okay, sisimulan na natin.
game.
Okay? Di ba nagkaroon na ng isang banquet? Pero sinabi ba ni Esther kung talaga niyang request?
Hindi pa eh.
Hindi pa. So, ano nang nangyari? Hindi pa natutuloy yung pag-reveal ng kanyang request.
Oh, ang ni-request niya dun sa banquet was another banquet.
At nandito na tayo ngayon dun sa banquet na tinutukoy niya in chapter 5.
Right.
Alright.
The second banquet.
This is the second banquet. Ito na. Siyempre, masaya, masarap ang pagkain. They were drinking wine. So sabi ng hari, "Oh, Queen Esther, ano nga ba yung petition mo?" And then what else did he say? "Whatever your petition is, it will be given you,
Even half the kingdom.
will be granted." And we know, we talked about it, na medyo exage lang ito. Hindi naman talaga ibibigay lahat. But that simply means what?
I'm very pleased with you.
Oo.
Feel free to
Oo,
request.
sige. Sasagutin kita. Ito interesting dito. How did she frame her response?
Sabi muna siya ng, if I found favor in your eyes, O king, if it's good to the king.
Okay, bakit may mga ganun pa mga palabok?
Parang palambot ng tao. Sir, kung masaya po kayo sa ginawa ko, kung maayos naman po siya, pwedeng magandang grade po.
Okay.
Pero I think it's related then to something that we discussed back in chapter 5. Yung how, we're talking about power. She displayed it through vulnerability.
Yes. And I think she's also showing her grace as queen.
Yes.
Hindi siya barubal. If I may use that term. Ano makikita nyo naman? She's very formal. She's very respectful. She's very gracious with her words.
It's really an opposite of Haman. Kasi Haman, how these things benefit me. Ganun lagi yung
Right,
pag-isip niya.
right,
Pero si
right.
Esther, even this petition, how is this going to benefit the king? Ganun yung wording niya, no?
Yeah.
Very gracious magsalita.
Oo, iba-ibang klase talaga. Makikita mo may breeding siya dito. Eto na, sinabi na niya sa verse 3 kung ano yung kanyang request. Bakit ganito yung pagka-frame nung kanyang request? Grant me my life, this is my petition, and spare my people. This is my request.
It would have come to the king as a shock eh. Kasi hindi niya alam na Jew pala si Esther.
Yun. It's just implied. Hindi niya sinabi, I'm a Jew, and therefore I'm going to die. Ang ganda ng wording niya. Although at this point, hindi pa rin naman alam talaga na what are you talking about? Hindi pa naman talaga identified na Jewish people yung tinatarget dito.
Sabi
Pero-
lang ni Haman na there is a people.
Oo. Anong nakita niyo doon sa wording niyang yun?
You're gonna die?
Drama.
Ganda ng build-up.
Oo, di ba? What? Kita nyo naman, nung unang nag-appear siya sa hari, anong request mo? Kain tayo. Nung nandun na sila sa feast, tinanong na naman ng hari, ano ang iyong request? Ano sinabi niya?
Kain tayo ulit.
Kain tayo ulit. Okay. So may build-up lagi. Ngayon, sino pa yung isang kasama nila doon?
Si Haman.
Si Haman.
Si Haman. Na walang kamuang-muang din sa sinasabi ng queen. This is
Hindi naman kasi
really-
niya alam na Jew pala yung
Hindi niya
queen
kilala
eh.
talaga kung ano yung background ni Esther. So this is building up, leading to the big reveal. Kaya ngayon, in verse 4, ang sabi niya,
For we have been sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be killed, and to be annihilated.
so sinabi niya, may threat sa amin. In fact, kung binenta kami as a slave, etc., wala na sa akin yun eh. Tatahimik na lang ako. Pero ito sobra na. Naintriga si King Xerxes. Teka lang, sino ba tong taong ito? Remember, there's still no identification of the people, the race. No mention of Jewish people at all. Queen Esther is simply saying there's a threat to me and my people. Kung ikaw, si Haman, kasama ka doon, Alam mo na ba kung sinong tinutukoy ni Esther dito?
Hindi pa.
Pwedeng hindi pa.
Or baka pag sinasabi niya parang, sandali lang.
Teka lang, parang pareho ito na.
Sounds familiar.
Oo, pero most likely hindi.
Can be.
Oo, pero mukhang familiar din. Okay, so finally, eto na ngayon yung tanong ng king.
Where is he, the man who was dare to do such a thing?
Oh, anong ibig
Hurt
sabihin
my
nun?
queen?
Yan. Sinong gustong sumakit sa'yo?
Sa misis ko?
Yan. Oh, damang-dama ni,
Oo,
ni
tapos,
Gucci.
tapos si Esther.
Siya lang yung may misis dito. Pero di ba?
Patayan na to.
Oo, kasi
ayan.
she's your loved one. Oh, kahit walang may asawa dito, if it concerns your loved one, magagalit ka. And you want to protect your loved one. Lalo pa kung ikaw yung hari, because you have all the power in the kingdom, and somebody's threatening the life of your wife, nakakagalit talaga. Eto na. Eto na tayo sa big reveal. Ano ang sinagot ni Esther?
Siya, the adversary, the enemy, is Haman, the evil Haman.
Wow, eto na.
Tan, tan, tan. Zoom in sa mukha ni Haman.
Okay.
Color flushed out color.
Siguro namutla na dun si Haman eh.
boy!
Kasi nga naman, ano ba yung pinunta ni Haman doon?
Party.
Party because
Pa-VIP pa siya eh.
Super proud siya. Super proud siya.
Oo.
In-invite
Happy siya eh.
ako.
in-invite ako at ilan lang kaming bisita ng Queen.
Tatlo lang kami dito.
Oo,
Kasi
dalawa lang
special.
silang invited. So this is an exclusive event. Ang akala niya, it was something to be done for his honor again. Pero hindi pala. So now, eto na yon. Sinagot siya. Meron dito kasing, alam nyo sa translation, maraming nawawala. Maraming nawawalang impact. Halimbawa, kasi dito sa, ang nakalagay dito, this vile Haman. If we're going to read it in the Hebrew, parang mas malala pa daw. Hindi lang yung this wicked Haman.
Tong demonyo na to!
Parang ganun eh. Parang ganun yung dating eh. So imagine that it's really being very direct. Hindi naman talaga bleep-bleep, pero very direct daw.
Okay.
Eto na.
So that's chunk 1.
Oo. Pero etong gusto kong tingnan nyo dito. Yung reaction ng hari.
That's verse 7.
Yeah, but that is in verse 7.
Basically, nag-walk out siya. The king rose in his anger from drinking wine and went into the palace garden.
Ang tingnan nyo dito, bakit kaya naging ganun yung reaction? Why did he suddenly walk out?
Hindi niya kinaya eh.
Anong hindi niya kinaya dito?
Naalala niya siguro. Nagawa lang yun ni Haman kasi pinayagan niya.
Siya yung pumirma eh.
Siya yung pumirma. So the king must be very conflicted here. Wait a minute. I actually gave the approval for the death of my own wife. I became a what? An accessory. Ginamit ako
What a tool.
nitong Haman na to. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Ano pang naiisip nyo dito? Ginamit siya, but at the same time, can he punish Haman for a plot he himself approved?
I think he couldn't kill Haman because siya yung pumirma. I think he's conflicted kasi sabi nga sa, I think chapter 1, something like, kung ang edict ay pinirmahan na ng hari, hindi na pwedeng i-reverse
Hindi-
yan.
Yun na nga eh. Diyan tayo may problema.
Hindi na pwedeng bawiin.
Hindi na
Hindi
pwedeng
na.
bawiin. So
That
siya,
has been approved.
so bad trip siya, ipapatay niya si Haman.
But that would be
Siya naman-
violating his own,
Oo, siya naman yung
his own
pumirma.
words. His own law.
Oo.
Dun sa Chronicles pa niya. Nakasulat dun sa Chronicles pa niya. Eka, andito pa na lahat.
Okay, so ito ngayon ang mabigat dito eh. He approved it, tapos sa law nila, hindi naman niya pwedeng parusahan si Haman because he approved it. Kumbaga sa Tagalog, may kasabihan tayo, ang salita ng hari hindi mababali. And that principle is at work here.
Pwede kong i-relate na sa clinics. Kung sabi ng prof, o sige, proceed. O di, sige, proceed ka. Hindi pwedeng sabihin, oh, bakit ka tumuloy? Ma'am, sinabi
Sinabi
niyo
mo
po eh. Kahit kung kunwari the next day. Tapos, oh, bakit may ganito? Sino nagsabi? Ma'am, kayo po. Hindi nila pwedeng bawiin.
Something that I noticed as well, di ba yung sa chapter 5, lumapit si Esther doon sa inner court and that's the big scene. And we're thinking na ito na, ipipresent na ni Esther yung request niya na save my people. Baka kasi, kaya niya hindi sinabi nun, alam na niya na it will humiliate the king in the presence of the public. That's probably one of the reasons why she did the banquet thing. Baka yan, na-anticipate na niya na kasalanan rin to ng hari. And she didn't want to humiliate him in public as well. She didn't want to put him in that spot.
Very smart itong si Esther.
And also, related naman din kay Vashti. Si Vashti kasi, yung response niya was automatically in public. And so it put Xerxes in a bad spot. So kaya nga yung response ni Xerxes nun, kasama yung parang everybody in public in consideration of that. Pero dito, he
This
just...
was a private
It was a-
confrontation.
Oo, so it's very different. Parang the character of Esther and the character of Vashti.
And it's possible that the king was also trying to find ways to redeem himself
Yeah.
from this humiliation, this shameful decision that he made
Without the eyes of the public.
without the eyes of the public this time.
Uh-uh.
Kaya ang ginawa niya, lumabas siya. Saan siya nagpunta?
Sa garden.
Sa garden. Kailangan niyang makahinga muna ng fresh air. Kasi,
Kailangan ng konting zen.
Mabango. Masariwang
kasi
hangin.
pero, kailangan kong mag-isip-isip. So he went to the garden. Pero habang nasa garden, yung hari, sino ang naiwan?
Si Haman.
Haman
With,
at saka
Ezra.
With Queen Esther.
Queen Esther.
Dalawa lang sila. Medyo may problema tayo dito. Kasi meron silang protocol. And this is a harem protocol. Although she's already the queen, although queen na siya, I guess mas lalo pa kung queen. But there's a harem protocol which dictates that no one but the king could be left alone with a woman of the harem. Anong problema ngayon? He was violating the
Protocol.
protocol. Bakit niya hindi na naisip ito? Anong sinabi dun sa verse 7? Second half ng verse 7.
Haman stayed to beg for his life from Queen Esther, for he saw that harm had been determined against him by the king.
Okay. So, ang inisip agad ni Haman dito was that
Self-preservation agad.
self-preservation because I know that the king has already decided my fate. Alam na niya galit and he knew that the king somehow will find ways to kill him. Hindi niya na naisip na medyo complicated naman bago ako patayin kasi the king had approved this edict to annihilate all the Jews. He had approved that. And by the way, tandaan natin to ha, nung ginawa na itong edict na to, did Haman identify
No.
the Jews? No.
Pero pinirmahan lang din.
Pinirmahan.
All-
lang. Oo. This was really the only edict I approved that concerns the annihilation of a certain group of people. So Haman was so afraid, ano ang ginawa niya?
He stayed behind
Okay.
to beg the queen for his
So he
life.
stayed behind. He stayed behind to beg Queen Esther for his life. Isipin nyo ha, just picture in your mind kung ano nangyayari dito. So pag kumakain sila, naka-recline. Pagpasok nung king, kasi nakahinga na siya ng konti, and when he came back to the banquet hall, ano ang position ni Haman?
Awkward.
Higa siya on Esther or something or...
Kasi sabi, he was falling on the couch where Esther was reclining.
Timing naman as he was falling.
As he was falling on Esther, pasok naman yung hari. Anong nakita niya?
Mukhang minomolestyan si Esther.
Galit na yung hari because of the revelation. Pagpasok pang ganun, it seemed like Haman was attempting to
Rape her.
abuse or molest
Yeah.
the queen. One, he violated the protocol. Never be left alone with the woman.
Pero to, mas grabe pa.
Mas grabe pa to. Because of what it looked like.
Yeah.
Was he really going to molest the queen? No. But he was just begging for the queen's mercy. Pero nagmukhang momolestyahin niya yung queen. This is a little funny. How did Haman here dig up his own grave? Because in the end, what was the reason why he was punished? Because remember, the king could not punish him
Because of the legality.
because of the legalities. The king himself signed the edict, so he could not possibly punish Haman. But because of this very awkward moment,
He gets punished for this one.
he gets punished for this one, not for the edict, but for
breaking protocol.
for breaking protocol. It was really more of that, not because of the edict. Wow. Ito na naman tayo sa mga coincidence. It just so happened. Nagkataon lang.
This actually reminds me of like yung mga cartoons, yung Looney Tunes. Yung like si Wile E. Coyote. O gagawa siya ng dynamite something para matrap si Roadrunner.
Anvil.
O yung anvil. Tapos eventually siya rin yung babagsakan ng
Nung
anvil.
anvil.
So it's very
Right.
comedic. It kind of reminds me of the scene na I have a plot, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually it all backfires
And he gets squished.
and he gets squished.
Okay. Now, ito pa isang gusto kong tanungin sa atin eh. Because I believe that this is teaching us something about evil, the nature of evil, and how God deals with evil. What does this episode reveal to us about evil?
It self-destructs.
It self-destructs. Did Haman think that he was really going against God?
Probably not.
No, not even. Di ba? Ang alam lang niyang kaaway niya, Jews. He wasn't thinking like, I'm doing this because I'm against Yahweh. Hindi naman eh, di ba? So what does this tell us about evil also in that regard? That whatever the motivation, it always sets itself against God. Whether or not you're doing it against Yahweh or just because you're angry at someone, you are always setting yourself against God. Why?
It could be na the very nature of evil is against the nature of God.
Because God is the very definition of goodness and righteousness. So if you go against that, you are setting yourself against God.
Right.
So minsan sabihin mo na, this is just a personal vendetta. This has nothing to do with God. Can you justify it that way? Can you rationalize and say that this has nothing to do with God? This is just between me and the person who offended me.
But God is always on the picture.
But God is always in the picture. Because God is the standard of goodness and righteousness. Okay, let's move on. Nung nagalit na yung hari, nung sinabi niya na medyo pinagbintangan na niya na mukhang itong si Haman wanted to molest the queen. Tingnan niyo ang ginawa kay Haman. As soon as the word left the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. Biglang tinakloban na yung mukha niya. What do you think did that symbolize?
Well, nakikita ko yung mga ganun dun sa mga execution.
Exactly.
Yung hanging dun sa
Right.
medieval period. Mga ganun. Laging
Okay.
nakabalot yung ulo.
Meaning, whoever were there, and probably some of the eunuchs were there, when the word left the king's mouth, they knew what to do. This means, okay, it's very clear the king wanted Haman to be
Killed.
killed.
GG.
Capital punishment na to. Itong isang interesting dito, yung verse 9.
Okay.
One of the eunuchs immediately gave a suggestion on how to kill Haman, how to punish him. Ano yung kanyang suggestion?
Oh, by the way, there was this stick.
Okay, 75
In case you're
feet.
interested.
Mayroon dito
Haman
pwede.
set up a pole.
Oo.
It was for Mordecai.
But it
By
was
the
just a
way.
suggestion of this eunuch named Harbona.
So sinabihan niya ni Haman yung or
Hindi. 75 pole stick in front of your house. I mean, everybody's gonna see it.
Kitang-kita ng lahat yon.
That's it.
Right.
Everybody's gonna see that stick.
Alaki yan, ano yan?
Oo. Biglang naisip ng king,
Impale him on it.
alam mo maganda, balikan natin very, very quickly kung ano yung nangyari previously in chapter 5. This is the suggestion of his wife Zeresh.
Right.
Have a pole set up reaching to a height of 50 cubits and ask the king in the morning to have Mordecai impaled on it. Paano naging instrument itong wife of Haman sa pagpatay sa sarili niyang asawa?
The exact item of death. The tool of
Right.
death.
So suggestion nung misis
Again,
pa.
another reversal. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Anong significance nito? So we may just ask the question, so what if this is what happened? The revelation of Esther's request, the demise of Haman. What would be your takeaway from this chapter?
For me, whatever happens, really, evil will always be exposed. You can never really hide from that.
Okay.
Kasi even Haman, di ba, na isa siya sa pinakamataas sa kingdom, di ba? Kala niya, ay hindi, untouchable ako. I have the king's favor.
Tama.
But no, I
There
was
will
exposed.
always really an end to evil. That is guaranteed.
To add to that, in one way or another, whatever you're scheming or you're plotting, it will really go back
Oo,
to you.
magbabackfire sa'yo yan.
In one way or another.
Oo,
It's your grave
oo.
eh. It'll
Right.
be your grave.
Right.
Ang okay din dito, ito, repeating naman yung theme na to. Yung mga reversals na to, hindi naman sila yung gumawa eh. Hindi naman sila yung nag-effort para mangyari yung mga yan eh. It's
Totoo
really-
yan. I'm glad you observed that.
Oh, parang lagi na lang coincidence eh.
Yeah.
And I think it really speaks about how the Lord is really moving the plot together.
Right. At minsan ako na, alam mo naman, when you're reading the news, whether it's local news or world news,
Yeah.
sometimes you get discouraged because there's just so much evil happening around us. And sometimes you think that there will be no end to evil and maybe evil will just triumph. But when I read a story like this, I am always reminded that evil will end. There's an end to it. Alam mo yung verse in the book of Revelation 19:16. On his robe and on his thigh, he has this name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I am hanging on to that. There is only one King, there is only one Lord. At pag binasa mo yung book of Revelation, ang ganda. Because in the end, this King, this Lord will crush evil completely. And the reign of Christ will be forever and ever.
How does that apply to us as believers? Daily life and whatever.
So there's this verse in Isaiah 54, it's verse 17, that promises us that no weapon forged against us will prevail, like the stick
The
that
schemes nga eh.
yeah, that Haman wanted to kill Mordecai with did not prevail.
Right.
It just shows just how faithful God is. Like, I may not have someone who wants to drive a stick through me, but I have this assurance that I'm not saying that nothing bad will ever happen to me,
Right.
but ultimately I will not be destroyed. I will not be forsaken.
I think it's like watching a movie, pero alam mo na yung spoiler. Now, usually, a movement ng isang sine, merong setup, the problem happens, and then like some dark moment that happens somewhere in the middle. Like, for example, Transformers or something. Yung somewhere in the middle, mamamatay si Optimus Prime. In the movie, as you're watching it, you'd feel like that's the darkest moment. Oh no, wala nang hope. Pero kung alam mo yung spoilers, good ending pala siya. And I think that's similar to our life in Christ. Na spoiler, it's a good ending.
The Bible actually is the biggest spoiler ever.
Oh, my.
Read the Bible, there's a spoiler. And the spoiler is happily ever after. No matter your circumstance, no matter if you're going through like the hardest thing, heck, no matter if you die from disease or injustice, for some reason, God assures us that the ending is always going to be happily ever after. And
Yes.
that's so reassuring.
Yes.
Kasi we can't say naman na, I mean, pag naging believer ka, everything's gonna be good. You know,
Hindi naman
nangyari.
Hindi naman nangyayari yun.
Diba? I mean, first century church, pinagpapatay sila eh.
Right.
But it all plays a role in the big story which will eventually lead to happily ever after. Jesus is gonna come back, evil is gonna end. And I think that's a great assurance as we live through life in this earth. And as we see all this news on the internet, all this evil, we can be assured na there is an end to all this evil.
Right.
And that's why we can live with a message of hope.
At gusto ko pang stretch yan. Kaya nga may resurrection. Yun yung talagang stamp na tapos ng evil. Evil's gonna try hard. Satan will try so hard. But then, tapos na eh. Jesus ended that 2,000 years ago when he resurrected from the dead.
Yes, amen and amen. And with that, we'll see you in chapter 8.
You have listened to the UCM Interface Bible Study here at 702 DZAS FEBC Radio TV, Agapay ng Sambayanan. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, 702 DZAS FEBC Radio TV, and Facebook account, 702 DZAS FEBC Radio. Hear our full episodes on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, at marami pang iba. Join us at Union Church of Manila, Rada, Corno Legazpi, Makati City.